back to the art studio. Today in Monday Movie number 48, we will be continuing with our cut paper feather part 2, where we're going to be adding some details and some color. I've got about 10 different ways that I'm going to show you today how you can have some fun with your cut paper feather. A quick way to add color is just to use colored paper. Try to find a cardstock that doesn't have that white core. It just looks better. You're going to be shaping it and cutting it just like you did with the white one that I showed you last week. I'm in the mood for some polka dots. If you want to get fancy, you can use some shiny papers or add other layers of paper on top using glue. Here's one where I've got several layers of paper. Getting back to basics, we've got 3 different types of paper here. We have drawing paper, construction paper, and watercolor paper. You're going to want to consider that when you choose how you're going to color it. On the drawing paper, I'm going to use dry media like the colored pencils and maybe add a little white marker in there. I can also use pen, I can use rubber stamps, and I can even use pencil. I like to work in charcoal, so I did this kingfisher feather using that, but you can use whatever you happen to have on hand. Anything goes. If you're using watercolor paper, you have more options. In this case, I'm using a watercolor pencil, so it's a pencil that's activated with water. Of course, you can go back in and use other things like ink pen and other markers and pencils on top of it and really put all sorts of things into it. I'm going to add some more cut details in this after getting the painting and drawing done on it, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Another approach, if you're planning on painting it anyway, is to paint the feather first and then cut it out afterwards. You still want to cut in all the details, otherwise it's just a painting of a feather. I pulled this old travel guide out of the recycling because it had nice cover stock that we could use to make a paper feather out of a magazine. As long as it's a good medium weight, you can use anything. In this case, I used a map. Construction paper is pretty popular with kids. Markers, crayons, pencils, things like that work well on that, so we'll add that to our pile too. Construction paper was definitely the material of choice for Caroline Karp's Zoom room, where she kindly let me do a demo of my cut paper techniques. I showed them some feathers, and then they got to have a hand at it themselves, and they sent me this cute thank you note. I hope to see you for episode number 49, where I will show you part 3, which will be about displaying your cut paper creations. I'm Wendy Bale, an artist in Western New York. You can find my work on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and at wendybaleartfirst.com.